Hey, what's up guys? Scotty Cranmer here, and welcome to Least Favorite, Most Favorite. Today we're going to be going over my least favorite video part, and we're going to be going over my most favorite video part. But what we're going to be doing, we're going to be explaining why it's my least favorite and why it's my most favorite as well. And because it's not like literally the whole entire part is my least favorite. There's just certain parts in there that like I look back on, I'm like, oh my god, I wish that didn't make it in. And I want to tell you guys exactly which video part I had that was my most favorite, because there's a reason why it was my most favorite, because it was kind of a big deal for me. So we're going to get things started with my least favorite part, and it is going to be my Sentence to Life video that I did for Dave Mears' video. And this happened all the way back in 2005. So let's get things started right now. So I'm pressing play for the first time in a long time, and I'm really excited to actually do this because it's going to bring up a lot of memories. So here we go. So going back right now, I'm trying to like think of, what I was going through at the time, and Dave Mears asked me to be in this video part, and I was so excited. It's Dave Mears, like my idol. So Dave Mears talks about me, and the things that he says about me means a lot to me because he really talked me up. He made me sound pretty cool, and at the time I was so young, I had no idea what I was, who I wanted to be technically, and this was a big moment for me, an awesome opportunity. So there's a lot of B-roll leading into this one. You see a lot of my personality. But the first clip is this front flip gap, and I love that clip. I really do. I don't know why I did that one, but it actually worked. We showed up at that park and it worked out perfectly. Second clip in this one is the pool that we found, which I'm also really excited about because that was like such an awesome moment, kind of in my life with all my friends and stuff. And looking at the style of this video and the style of my riding, like it's not like a lot has changed over the years of the type of rider that I was. There's a lot of technical moves, a lot of tail whips still, and it's awesome seeing old Incline Club footage as well, because Incline Club changed so much over the years. So that was really, really cool to see. But let's talk about like the style of riding as well. There's some street clips that are mixed in there. I did that curve wall ride up, curve wall ride down, which was a really, really epic clip. I was super psyched on that one because at the time people were experimenting with the curve wall rides, and the fact that I was able to ride across a skinny deck that was on top and drop in and ride across it and drop in and ride through it was really cool. And like I remember Gary Young coming up to me and being like, dude, that was awesome. So if Gary Young comes up to you and gives you that kind of compliment, you know you did something right. But after that clip leads into my least favorite clip that has ever been in a BMX video part, that is for sure. I'm embarrassed to show you guys this one. That's how nasty it is. And like I wish that it didn't exist, but to be honest with you, it does. So I gotta own up to it, and I'm kind of excited to explain why I did this and why it lives on. So let's get straight into it. Let's show you guys the clip, and I'm gonna own up to my mistake right here. So as this clip plays right here, I start things off with a tail whip, flat, over grind. Things were going really good. Nice 360 whip over this little setup right there. And this is in California. This is where everything goes wrong. Feeble grind to 180, and then I immediately, dude, I didn't even roll out. I just did this nasty, just pop, turn around, and what kills me is in the background, there's some dudes right there that, I shouldn't have done that in front of at all. Like, Biz is right there. He's the guy wearing that black and white, 3/4 sleeve shirt. And like looking back at this now, like I'm just so mad that clip exists. At the time, this is my reasoning for that clip living. At the time, I really wasn't filming a lot. Being filmed was a very rare thing for me because in New Jersey there wasn't a lot of filmers and we didn't have cameras. I never grew up with a camera. There was no like cell phone videos or anything like that. Be honest with you, my mindset at that part was not how awesome the trick looked. It was getting the trick done because I just was like so progressive. I just wanted to be able to push my riding really far. So I'll be honest with you, I wasn't focused on what things looked like at all. I did the feeble to 180 and I pulled out immediately and I rolled on because I had to get straight back into the rest of the line. And I'm not proud of that at all. It sucks that clip lives on, but at the time that wasn't my priority, was trying to make things look good. I was just trying to be progressive with myself, and that's how BMX was for me. That's why I was as good as I was in BMX, is because it was a constant challenge for me. I just wanted to be able to do something that would impress myself constantly, and that nasty clip turned out of it. But as it continued on, things got better. I did the 540 over it. Like it's just that clip right there, that one little section, I just wish that was deleted. So Moving on to a more positive rest of this video, that is for sure. There's a lot of things in here that I am psyched on in this video. Besides that, double tail to tail tap, to ice pick, to fakie, like nobody was doing that at the time. You know, that was me being progressive and pushing on. And there's one clip in here too, that 360 over that old bridge ditch. You know, that was a pretty famous spot in New Jersey. And I did the flare in there as well. A lot of these clips were shot in about a 4-month span. We went to Pacific Northwest, and the guy that filmed the video, he was very, very strange, and I'm glad that we don't have to film anymore with him. But like, it was a weird experience for me dealing with that guy, and but we ended up getting some pretty good quality footage over the year. This mini ramp run is pretty cool though. I did a 720 turn down, and I sucked at 720s. I don't even know where that came from. That was pretty awesome. Wall slap, standing on the seat. That was very, very random trick right there. I'm pretty psyched on that one. Nice little wall-ride flare setup, like in this random, you know, trail spot that was in Trenton, New Jersey. That was pretty awesome. A lot of pool clips live in here, which I'm pretty psyched on because that was a really cool spot. And leading into the rest of the video, there's not too much that like I'm thrilled about, like that, like I'm completely psyched that's in the video. There's like a really like stale run from Hidden Valley. Like I wish I would have been able to get a little bit better footage from that. A lot of the stuff too, like I kind of did joking around, not even fully filming, thinking, wow, I have a video part. It just was riding. But the rest of the video towards the end, the things I'm happy about, this front flip no-hander, you know, it's just cool to get that line in there. The full loop, that was epic. I did that one, that was like my first full loop, and I think literally that same day I might have did this grind, and that was the longest grind I've ever done, and we will stop right there and talk about it. I'll give you guys a quick story. We showed up there in Oregon at this spot, and it was right by the skate park, and Matt Berenger was going to do the rail. They were like, Matt, you want to do a long rail? It's an awesome rail. Came around the corner, Matt's looking at it, he's like, nope, I'm not interested. And I looked at him like, this is great. I'm like, oh, I'm doing it. And I think it took like 2 or 3 tries, and I did that whole rail, which is pretty crazy. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I remember we were like getting to the bottom of it, and people were freaking out. All the guys that were on the trip, they were celebrating big time. But like to me, that wasn't like too crazy of a rail. It wasn't steep and scary. It was just kind of long and whatever. There was grass on one side and mellow stairs, so it wasn't that big of a deal to me. But you know, looking back at it now, like that was a really, really long rail. It was the longest rail I've ever done, and I'm really proud of that clip. And I kind of wish that almost that was built as my last trick in a way, because my last clip in this is something I'm not like embarrassed about compared to that feeble grind to 180, but it's just nothing to write home about in my mind. I did a tail whip, you know, onto a sub box to a tail whip in, but I did it into a bank. It wasn't even like into a quarter, and literally that was not a big deal for me at all. That clip just kind of happened. Like I did not do a big celebration after that, and the guy that made the video, you know, he wasn't even a BMX rider, so it ended up being the last clip. I had no say in what was, you know, the structure of my clips right there. So, but yes, the reason why that is my least favorite is because there are some clips I'm not proud about, but overall, I am so proud about the fact that I was chosen by Dave Muir. There was only a couple guys that were chosen for it, and I had the opportunity, so that was definitely pretty epic. So moving on to my most favorite video part, we're going to be doing my Fox video, and this video was epic. So the 2 filmers that I worked with on this one was Vish, you know, the current filmer for Colt, for Vans, and Ryan Marcus, who filmed for Fox at the time, and he had a really progressive look into how a lot of these clips came about, and which brought this to life and made it so original. I loved this video part because I think this is a complete story. The ups and the downs that were filmed, the music that set the mood for it, the way that it was filmed, the design of it, even the B-roll that was thrown into there. I think it set such a great mood and made the story awesome. And this, in my opinion, was my favorite piece that was done on me. There was a lot of tricks that I'm so psyched that made it in there, and I think it overall, it explained me as a rider. It showed that, you know, I'm not a skate park guy. I'm not a street guy. I do everything. I love just showing up at a spot and just doing what Scotty Cranmer does. So let's get this started. The Fox video from 2014. And it starts off with a lot of awesome B-roll, you know, that really sets the mood for it. A lot of really cool clips. The design, the way that they filmed it, a lot of stuff that was out of focus into focus. These little clips that got thrown in there that showed that whole story. I think they did such a great job with it. And the music, I think, sets it so well playing in there. A lot of New Jersey stuff, which is really cool. It was all filmed in New Jersey, which is I'm really proud of. So this first clip is so random. This was in Atlantic City. We found this random shit, so alright, let's get a clip off of it. We came up with something out of nowhere, which was pretty cool. We went to FDR in the rain, so we were only able to ride that bowl. That was it. That was the only thing that was possible to ride. We made the best of it, but it ended up being like a B-roll clip. Incline club footage, which I'm always proud to see because that's my life. That's what made me who I am. There's no doubt about it. So I'm glad we were able to get a couple different things in there, which is cool. And like here, Ryan Marcus had this vision of doing all these grouped up clips right there that were playing, like I filmed those things and they edited them and put them all together. It looks like there's 4 of me on the same course at the same time, which is awesome. And there's some leading into showing the end of the video right there. That was a tough day. I remember talking myself into doing that clip and it just wasn't working. And I literally was like, what did I get myself into? It started downpouring, which was like a good break for me because I needed that, and I think that is the reason why I landed the trick. So, but just how it's filmed, how it goes in and out of focus, the little rain that's dropping down, you can see it as it's passing, and just like the fact that it's a Fox video, and like I have the Fox shirt right there, and like you get to see the struggle on my face right there. So Made for This was the video title. That was what they were doing, and I think they did it exactly. Made for This was this video. This is exactly what it was supposed to look like. And I tell a story about being from New Jersey, which I'm so proud about.
7 or 8, like I had to choose between BMX and football, and I chose BMX. I started racing, and that was pretty much it, man. I was hooked. I didn't really like the competition of trying to beat people. Like I liked doing my own thing, I liked competing against myself, and I guess that's what BMX is. It's a constant competition against yourself. It's hard to explain to anybody that's never done a trick before how important tricks are to a rider, and how to express your riding through the tricks, and just how gratifying it is to land a trick for the first time, or to have an idea about a trick and make it happen. It's a feeling that you'll never get sick of, and it's a feeling that I never want to lose.
So this is when the video starts now, and all this was filmed in New Jersey. I believe it was a week, somewhere around there, maybe even less than a week. But it was maybe a couple days, honestly. Like it was mayhem for those days. I remember my body just feeling so depleted. And here's a street clip that we started things off with, this random rail that we found in Atlantic City, trying to do some kind of line, make something out of nothing, finding this spot, doing this manual line, doing this like random bar spin gap and the whip off of it. Like, I'm glad we found that. And then here we show up to Somerville Skate Park, and I had this vision of this trick I wanted to do. I've done the trick before, but I never properly filmed it, and we showed up there. The skate park needed some help. There was wood in the way. I brought a drill to remove some stuff so I can ride it, and this is the result. Double tail up onto the roof, and then we made a setup so I could jump off into the bench right there, did a turn down off of it. Here's a really crazy spot that was in New Jersey. I found this randomly, and apparently they filmed some stuff for the 2x4 video here, which I had no idea about. I don't remember seeing it in there, and it was a really cool spot, and this was insane. I can't believe I landed this rail ride to tail up across that. Like, I've got to watch that one again because it really is crazy to me. Like, I remember showing up there with that vision of getting that trick, and I had this pressure, like, all right, I got to get this going, and like it was a high bunny hop. It was about handlebar height, and I landed on it. You can see the first spot where I get on, it's bent right there, and I jumped on and immediately bent. I'm like, great, here we go. I could do a double tire ride across a aggressive kink with no speed or anything. Like, how am I going to pull this off? So I ended up doing the best I could. I got on there and I started just getting a little bit of speed, and I was able to get that tail all the way down to flat. I was so relieved when I finally got that one because I was on a mission to get that. And all this stuff on here was like nothing but bangers, pretty much. Like showed up at a couple different skate parks, and I had a vision of what I wanted to do. Here's another one of those clips that Ryan Marcus came up with. You know, two of me riding the bull at the same time, doing intercrossing lines, and that foo-foo in that corner right there was what I showed up to do here. Now, if you check out that clip, zoom in on that top of that fence, you can see there's like a yellow tube that goes across it. If any of you guys have ever been to like a park where like a baseball thing is, or something like that, usually like a baseball field, they'll have like a yellow kind of thing that goes over the top of the fence, I guess just in case kids go over it. It's kind of like a safety thing. So right next to it, there happened to be one of those baseball things. But I did not come there with that in mind of doing that. I was going to ice pick the fence. And on top of that fence, it was one of those nasty fences that have like those chiseled, aggressive, sharp metal pieces. So like if I would have messed up, I would have felt, you know, and landed on that, I would have been screwed. I really would have. So I came up with it on the fly. I saw that yellow piece over there. I pulled it off the fence, brought it over there, stuck it on top, and I started doing the ice pick on it. That was going to be my game plan, doing the ice pick. And the ice pick on that fence, the fence moved a bunch, and I kept on landing on it, and I could not get the pop to get back in. It was miserable. So I was like, foo-foo would be perfect on it, but I thought that plastic part would fall off the top of the fence. So I ended up going back, and I literally got frustrated trying this ice pick and not being able to make it in. I just got to the point where I said, screw it. And I turned around and I went for the foo-foo, and I got it first try. So it was crazy. So that clip is pretty epic for me. Hopping on, hopping back in, that was really cool. Now this leads us on to the last clip of the video. This is the one I was struggling on. I came up with this idea to do this gap onto the track. You can see I brought that kicker, wheeling it out, did a double tail whip over the fence onto it, and then I did that front flip to tire tap. Sorry, I did that tire tap to front flip on that berm, on that part where the corner washer would hang out and make sure nobody was cheating. And the quick story behind that, I tried that multiple times earlier today. I couldn't do it. I was literally going to do a foo-foo to ice pick to over. That's what I was going to do because I realized I couldn't do the front flip I couldn't do the tire tap to front flip. I figured I lost my touch. I lost my ability to be that tire tap front flip guy, even though I was the first guy to do it. Like it kind of killed me. It really did. It hurt me big time. So Big Boy showed up. He's hiding in the background. He looks like a chubby gothic chick that's out there. Like it doesn't look like him at all. You're not even gonna recognize him. Like so he showed up there and like he's like, how's it going? I'm like, not good. I was super bummed, and I was like in one of those moods where I just felt defeated, and I literally was dropping in to do that foo-foo ice pick over, and I did that double tail, and I just totally said, screw it, I'm going for it right now, and I'm so glad I did because I got on and it just worked. I knew exactly what I was missing. I got on and I popped it around and I got that front flip, and you can hear me screaming in the background. And there's Big Boy. Look at him. It's unbelievable. He like is unrecognizable. He's got like this dark hair. Like it's not like his like normal red hair. It looks like it's like dark. Looks like all gothic. And yeah, it's crazy. He's sitting there with like a shaker. It's probably like something not good for you in there, that's for sure. But like it's just crazy that Big Boy made it in this video somehow at the end of it. That was like the start where like I started hanging out with Big Boy too, so made for this, and that was my favorite part because I think it tells the story, and I think it's a work of art. I really do. I think Vish and Ryan Marcus both did an amazing job on that video. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my least favorite, most favorite, and yeah, I'm awesome to go back on memory lane and watch it with you guys. So that's gonna be it. I don't know how to end it, so
Peace.
yeah, should I do it like my YouTube? Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. That's the only way it feels natural in the video for me anymore.
Perfect. My buddy Ish.